Appreciate you having me on your show, bro. I like what you got going on. All the
Appreciate
friends, everybody from the Brook. Shout out to the Brook over there. We support what you got going on, bro, and it's a pleasure to be a part of it.
Man, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming, man. Man, guys, welcome back to the Defynest podcast. This is going to be, episode 6, man. I'm losing track over here. But it's episode 6, the Finest podcast. The Finest is somebody who defies the definition of who they are to try to become their better self. So this is really just all about trying to get better, improving yourself, anything like that. If you're with that, man, jump on board.
I'm all about it.
Subscribe, YouTube channel. You can listen to Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, whatever. I always confuse what the hell they call it now. But
it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. all everywhere where podcasts are located, man. You can listen to it. But yeah, man. So on this episode, I got a special guest over here, man. This is the homie, man. You can't tell because of my hair, but this guy is my barber.
Yeah, I probably see Mike on a month or every other month basis.
Yeah, you can tell it's been a couple months since
every time we link up, we got plenty to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. We got to catch up.
Yes, sir.
Man. Yeah, so I know him by Lito. You can call him Manny because he keeps you fresh.
You can call me what you call me, Yikes?
The plug. The plug right there, man.
If you know me.
It's the plug right there, man. This is my homie Emmanuel Mendoza.
Mm-hmm.
Man, thanks
That's
for
my
coming
government
on.
name.
Give you a little round of applause.
Government shut down though.
Yeah. Man, thanks for coming on, man.
Yes, sir, man. Hey, like I know everybody says they like this desk, and now that I see it in person, I really like this desk. I need one of these myself.
Yeah, man. Man, I know you like woodworking too, man. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you could do something like this easy, man. It's not that hard.
It's not hard, just the time, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you just gotta take a little time just to out of your day, little project you gotta fit in there. You could get it knocked done.
Projects are fun.
Hell yeah, man.
You gotta have projects.
Yeah, man. It keeps you busy.
Goals too.
Yeah, man. That too, man. You gotta keep that drive, that motivation going.
That wants me to ask you a question. What are your goals? What are your goals with this show, with this desk here? Where are we going with this? What inspired it? What's it about?
Man, it's really just it's kind of like an evolution, man. This whole idea. I didn't start with the idea of starting a podcast. It just came to be because of I just decided to choose this format to do what I wanted to do. There's a lot of reasons why I wanted to do this. Man, I always like enjoying getting into a real conversation with somebody. I enjoy having a real conversation. I am not good at small talk, man. Yeah. I cannot do that, man. I don't care what the weather is outside, man. I'm pretty sure I didn't watch the sporting game, that whatever sports game
How about
that you
them Texans.
I already knew the Texans were gonna lose in the playoffs, man. That was a given. Yeah. I thought their record was they're probably one of the crappiest. Would they end up 11-5?
You know what? Yeah, I think it was 11-5. They didn't come to compete
in
the playoffs, but still my team, ride or die.
Yeah,
see you next year.
Yeah,
I'll be out there tailgating again.
Oh, that's dope, man. That's dope. That's dope. Yeah. So, I kind of at first it started off man, I wanted to maybe start off this thing, the idea where I wanted to get have a real conversation with someone. Try to. We got Yikes in the building making noise in the background. So if you hear any weird stuff, that's
shout out Yikes.
Shout out to Yikes. Shout out to Yikes. Yo, he said he wanted to come back, but I told him, not this episode, man. This episode is Lito's episode. So
yeah.
So so it's all about him today. Yeah, man. So it's start off I kind of wanted to mentor some people, help them along if they got any issues or problems or ideas they want to start or something like that. So but then I was man, what am I gonna do? Meet up with somebody and then I kind of felt like it was a too formal of a setting, man. I didn't want it to be that serious.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, at the same time, I was like, man, I want to see, like, I don't go out. I'm most of the time I'm here, I'm working, I'm doing something, man. But yeah, I really don't go out at night, man. And I really don't get to see my friends that often. So
I guess that kind of happens when you get older.
Yeah.
You get a little busy.
Yeah, man, that happens, man. You know, life gets in the way, man. You get more and more responsibilities, stuff you got to take care of. So, man, I kind of combined that idea with like the idea of, man, I just want to chill with my friends. You know, I want to see my friends, have a conversation with my friends, you know. But at the same time, man, I'm that creative. Like, I feel like I gotta make something. I always gotta do something. And so I was like, man, how can I combine all these things together? And you know what? I was like, man, let me just start a podcast. And then it was like, it's an easier way of like explaining, you know, the things that I wanted to do. I was like, if I say so, like, you know, I'm starting a podcast, if you want to come on the podcast, you know, more people are more likely to understand that than me going into this whole in-depth conversation about what I want to do, you know, and trying to help them out and stuff like that. And, so that...
Well, it got me excited, man. You're like, hey, you want to be on my podcast? Maybe feel like I'm somebody. Like,
you are someone special.
I'm someone.
You're someone special, man. Yeah, I only see you like every couple months, but, you know... yeah, man, I enjoy your company. I love what you do, man. You're a dope barber.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, and
I just do me, you know.
Yeah, that's it. And so I always like to start off by, you know, telling the audience, our listeners, our viewers, how we met. And this is like another situation where I'm pretty sure I was drunk when I met you. I was probably wasted. It was probably because I was hanging around with Adrian Wally. Yeah. It was probably because I was hanging around with him one day.
Shout out to Wally.
Shout out to Wally. Shout out to his brother Armando, Wally, too.
Yes, sir.
Now I got to say, I usually just call him Wally, but, you know, now that Armando wants to become like this big state rep now, you know.
Doing big things, man.
Yeah, I gotta separate them, you know. I got to separate the brothers.
Yeah.
So you were dating his little sister.
Younger sister. Yeah, we're married now.
Yeah, it's your wife.
My wife. Shout out to my wife.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure I met you one of those nights that we were all just hanging out.
Yeah.
And
drinking and other things and having fun and living life.
Yeah, man. Back in the days, man.
You know, I think it's crazy when you meet somebody for the first time and really not knowing them and you just kind of catch a vibe and then years go by and it's just like a natural thing, you know what I mean? And I kind of, ever since I met you, it was just always been like that, a natural, always positive energy. You know, I'm all about the positive energy, spreading love, showing love, and I always got that off of you. So, you know, like I said, I support those who support me, and I'm here to support you, bro, and everything you got going on with this. It's pretty dope, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, so, and from there, we kind of kept in touch, and then I remember, this is what, man, it's probably close to like, man, I want to say like 7 years ago, I had long hair and then I cut it all off. Yeah. And then I was like, man, I don't even know where to go. I remember
everybody used to call you Mike with the braids. Like,
man.
Mike with the braids. And like, oh yeah, I know Mike.
Yeah. So I had long hair. I cut it off. Man,
did you rock the grill too? Didn't you rock the grill?
Yeah, I rocked the grill too.
Grill with the braids. You sound like yikes over there.
Yeah. But straight like north side over
north side.
North side, Houston, Texas.
North side shirt.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I cut my hair and then I was like, I don't even know where to get a haircut anymore. I was like, I didn't want to go like the places I used to go, like back in the day. I was like, they would take forever. I was like, I would go there. I'd be sitting for hours.
Oh no.
I was like, I didn't even know who was cutting my hair. I was like, I didn't even know if they're good or not. And then sometimes they'll mess it up. And then like, I remember, this is probably back in like, when I used Facebook, I put a post or whatever, like, man, I was like, where y'all guys get your hair cut, man? I need a place. And then Wally hit me up. He's like, you know, Lito cuts hair. I was like, really? I was like, I didn't know that. So
I think I'm going on like 11, 12 years, something like that.
Yeah, so I didn't know that. So once he said that, I was like, man, there you go. Then I'm going to Lito.
That's my boy.
I was like, that's it. I found my barber. So I was like, I hit you up and then started getting my hair cut from you ever since, man.
Man, so it's been years.
Yeah,
I've been cutting your hair for years, man. Yeah. It's crazy. I've never thought I'd be cutting hair this long. It was actually something that I've never even thought of. It just happened. I had a regular job paying decent money. Company went overboard, and I just started cutting hair. And my friends, wasn't even charging. People were just giving me money.
Yeah.
And then like in 2 days, I made just as much as I made in a full week's pay. And I was like, screw a job. I'm going to work for myself the rest of my life, I guess. Yeah. But it's cool, man. I've seen little kids grow up to grown men in college now. And I'm like, man, I'm getting old. But I mean, it's cool, you know. I get a lot of love from the customers. And everywhere I go, I see somebody I know. So it's fun, man. I enjoy it. A lot of perks to it.
Yeah. How'd you learn? How'd you learn to cut hair?
I mean, for most of the beginning of it, you know, I was kind of self-taught.
Yeah.
And then people started doing these videos on YouTube, and I went to barber school, and I actually didn't learn too much in barber school from teachers, but I made a lot of good friends in barber school. Shout out to my boy Fofo the barber. That's another barber on the south side. I learned a lot from him, man. That's like a barber brother. Shout out to E. Mula. That's another barber brother of mine. I met a lot of friends, man. Like I said, positive energy. I love it. I respect people who have a drive and chase a dream. You know what I mean? Like they're living for something. You know, it's easy to go out and get a paycheck from a job, but when you go out there and create your own, it's just you love it that much more, man. I respect people for doing it. I do it myself. I do it my way. Which what I like about the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It started like that. I started cutting hair in grandma's bathroom on her toilet, like getting it out the mud, like they say.
Yeah.
I was like, it was very uncomfortable, but you know, I invested time and money into it, and it came back, and the blessings kept coming. So I just keep moving, keep going. I've been by myself doing it for years. A lot of people branch off with other folks, but I'm kind of like a low key guy.
Yeah.
I like to do everything on my own, but I got some barber friends that'll be willing to take me in anytime I call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's dope, man. You know, I always like people that have that entrepreneurial drive, man, that drive to start your own business, to actually not do it all by yourself, man. Just make a living, you know, off of your skills that you have, you know, and just, you know, not work for anybody. Make it on your own. Basically make it on your own, man. Just you're out there, you're doing what you love, doing it your way, like you said, man. And that gives you, there's like it is like an extra satisfaction knowing that you did it like that. Mm-hmm. Like that it is, you're on your own, you're doing this, and it's really amazing, man. And I've seen, you know, from the early days, from when you first started cutting my hair, it was you were at somebody else's place. I want to say it was off of Mel Route.
Yeah. Gas station.
Yeah, right next to it.
Shout out to Frog, man. I don't know where he's at right now.
Yeah.
Old school cat gave me a chance too before I even knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
Put me in the shop, and man, things took off from there. I met a lot of people there too, and I tell you what, I learned a lot there too, man. You know, I forgot to mention that. You know, you really don't learn anything until they actually throw you out there and you have to do it on your own. You know.
Yeah.
Like I said, school didn't teach me much, but being in a barbershop and just taking whatever comes at you and making it happen is where you're gonna learn. Yeah. You learn a lot about the actual craft. You know, like a lot of people come into this kind of thing and just think, oh, I know how to cut hair because they know how to use a pair of clippers, but you got to master the craft, man. There's a lot more to it than, you know, just picking up the clippers and cutting some hair. You got to learn how to treat people. You know, customer service is a big thing out there. And if you don't treat the people right, they're not going to take care of you, man. You know, I always try to treat everybody the same. You know, they're buying my time at the end of the day, and then whatever time of mine that they're buying, you know, I got to give it to them what I feel is worth, you know. And I think that has a lot to do with the haircut. It's just not the haircut, you know. The way you make a person feel has a lot to do with the way, you know, they respond to how you treat them, you know. So for the most part, like I said, my customers, man, shout out to all my customers ever just supported me, supported what I do. And there's a lot of them, and I can't even begin to say names because we'll be here all day. But man, they got me to where I am, and I'm very grateful for that.
That's dope, man. That's dope, man. I've always I always felt that a barbershop is kind of like the pulse. You basically you it's the pulse. You find out like what what's going on in the world, because you get like people from all different places. You come in, and then for people that don't know, man, the barbershop is where to go if you want to know what's in. Man, you get people, you get people from all over.
There's a rule. Just saying, there's a rule. That's just, if you're a guy and you get a haircut at a barbershop, this. What happens in the barbershop stays in the barbershop. Ladies, men gossip too. Let me tell you that, okay? But if you ever ask me what they said, I wouldn't tell you. Yeah. Unless you want to pay. I'm kidding. But yeah, man, there's a lot of things I hear. People vent to me a lot. They sit in my chair, they get comfortable. I always ask them about how their day is, how's work. And like you say, you don't like small talk, but for me, small talk leads to other conversations. What I mean? It's just to break the ice. So, so there's some people out there don't like to talk. I've got haircuts where they literally said hello and goodbye, and that was it. Yeah. I'll take it either way. But if I can have a conversation with you, learn about you, and share some information, it's even better for me. It's more than money. Okay. But there's some things that people have said I probably could never repeat because they confided in me. And then there's some things that people have told me that, are very beneficial to other people that could probably change the world, but they only tell me, they don't go tell the rest of the world, So, I think sometimes I feel like I'm somewhat of a therapist because, they'll ask me for my opinion and I'll give them my honest opinion. I'm that guy too that's going to be honest with you all the time, not just sometimes. I'm not here to hurt your feelings, but I don't care about hurting them or protecting them. I'm just going to give it to you the way it should be given, I've had young guys ask me questions about girls and stuff like that, and I was a young man one time myself, so and I try to do my best to guide the younger guys in the right direction. I've seen some of them go from bad to good and good to bad, and I've always just always say I'm an uncle to these kids, because I got a lot of nephews. I got 7 of them. Shout out to all my nephews, man. I love my nephews. They're all into their own thing. They're all their own person, but that's the beautiful thing, Yeah. I like to see that. It's a lot of young men that I get to see develop into grown men, and it's a beautiful thing to see that, man, because I don't have a son. I have a daughter. I love my daughter. Shout out to Joanna and my niece, Angelina. Raised her too. But if you produce some solid men in this world, it ripples down, man. If a young man has a positive role model that's going to show them how to be a real man and how to treat a woman and how to be a father, a good husband, stuff like that, man, the world's going to be a better place. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of young men out here who don't have a positive male role model in their life. And I think that's very, very important, especially out here in certain areas and neighborhoods that we live in where the alternative is the streets where you think, those are your friends and your boys, but sometimes that's not the case, you know what I mean? But I got some friends from I was a young man that they're still around, and I consider them family now, you know what I mean? Yeah. Somebody told me one time that you're either a friend, family, or you just belong to the rest of the world, you know what I mean? So
that's a dope little saying.
Yeah, man, I tell you, I heard that, and that kind of changed my life too, because you go through life, and life will show you who's your family, who's your friend, and who belongs to the rest of the world, you know what I mean? Yeah. But it's definitely a journey, man. Life is a journey,
Yeah, man. I think that's we're going. Let's see. We're gonna hit people with. I might as well just drop it right now, man. You know what? I think I have the secret to life. I think I have it all figured out.
Well, you should write a book and sell it and make some money.
Man, look. I'm gonna tell the listeners. I'm telling the viewers. I'll give them the secret to life, man. The secret to life right here.
This little pad you got right
It's not that complicated, man. You don't got to write it down, man.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. The secret to life, man, it's really just a journey to find your own happiness, man. So basically you gotta figure out what makes you happy, and then just find a way to get to that place. And then also, I feel like you also gotta do that, which is like, that's more like internal with yourself. But at the same time, you gotta help as many other people as you can on that journey.
I'm all about that too, man. Like helping people, it's just something that my grandmother would always tell me. If somebody's hungry, feed them. If somebody needs shelter, give them a place to stay, at least until they get on their feet, help somebody. And, when I was young, I didn't listen to her that much, but now that she's gone and I see those things in my everyday life, it's good to do those things for people, because you never know when you'll be in that position yourself. You know what I mean? It can happen. You could be at the top of the world one minute and be flat on your ass the next. The world is that tough.
Yeah, it is, man. It is, man. Yeah, and like how you were saying, man, when I was growing up, like I never had someone I could go to and ask them for help. I always had to figure everything out on my own. And then so the way I want to help people, I help, like, especially, man, I like, if I see somebody that like I see myself in, like I could look at people and like, you know what, that was me like a couple years ago or whatever, and let me help them out. Like I'll reach out and you know what, let me help you out with this situation. And then to me, it just gives me an extra satisfaction. I know I don't have to do it,
right?
But I feel like I need to, and it's just something that's in me, and I could tell, like, from our conversation, it's kind of in you as well, that you want to reach out and help people. And I'm telling you, that's the secret of life, man. The secret of life is that journey. You got to find what makes you happy, and on that journey, just basically help as many other people, help them any way that you can along the way, man. It's just basically, just help. You got to think about other people in this. And we're in a situation where there's a whole bunch of people where people are selfish, man, and they only think about themselves. And
in this day and age, man, it's a lot. It happens a lot,
Yeah, man.
It's easier for people to be greedy and think about themselves. Yeah. But how they say you only grow through others. You know what I mean? And I've known a lot of greedy people. I mean, they might not know they're greedy, but to me they are. Yeah. But it is what it is. Everybody's their own person, and you gotta love them for who they are. You know what I mean? You at the end of the day, you live and you learn, and you'll learn how far you can actually, throw a person. Just saying that you can like trust them, Yeah. They want to use the big T word out there, trust. But, trust and love are kind of easy words to throw around, but kind of hard to actually show. You know what I mean? Not just many people show that, but there's some people out there that I can trust. I feel like I can trust you, Yikes. I mean, Yikes. Yikes. So do not trust Yikes. Do not trust Yikes. I repeat, Mike. Sorry. Yeah. Mike and Yikes, that's pretty cool.
It's close, man. It's close.
That should be its own podcast right there. Mike and Yikes in the morning. I could be a guest on that one too.
Trying not to laugh out loud over there, just holding it all in, man. Yeah, man. So it's crazy. It's wild. I mean, yeah, but earlier, you were mentioning about you've heard some crazy things at the shop. People tell you all this. Do you got any of those crazy story or something that you can share, or that you can share and not get you in trouble or anything like that?
I have so many. You can pick like what you want.
Hey, man, hit me with any of them.
I'm gonna say no names. I'm gonna try my hardest to stick away from names.
All right.
Okay, I'll go to this one. I've had a guy who was starting his own business, and he had everything in line to start his own business. And I had another friend. Well, I wouldn't call him a friend, customer. I'll call him a customer. He knew about this business. How? I don't know. He knew the guy, and he was like, "This guy's not gonna get this business off the ground." I'm like, "Hey, man, why are you being such a hater? Like, don't hate on the guy." He's like, "No, because my business is the same business but better. And I know he's going to be my competition. So I'm going to destroy him before he even gets the chance to compete. And I was like, well, you need competition in order to be, you know, somebody's got to be there to keep you going.
Yeah, man, to push you.
Dude, this guy had ready, like lawyers and stuff ready for when this guy was going to launch his business. And the other guy was a friend of mine. I really wanted to let him know, but it wasn't my place to get in the middle of that. You know, that's the thing, is I don't like to put myself in the middle of other people's situations. I literally saw both guys the same day, and I was just, it was on my mind. I was like, you know, my one guy over here is a friend of mine. He's excited. He's got all his money invested in this stuff. And this other guy, you know, he's like, man, I'm already established. There's no way this guy's gonna come and do what I'm doing in the same area that I'm doing. I don't know what the restrictions are and, you know, stuff like that. I know certain companies and businesses, you aren't allowed to operate in other areas and stuff like that. Yeah. But he shut my guy down, and
damn,
he didn't see it coming. It was hurtful for him, and I could have, you know, gave him a warning, but that's not my place, you know.
Damn, that's cutthroat, man.
Yeah, there's some more stories that involve like other things that I really don't feel comfortable talking about on this show. So I had to find the cleanest one. Yeah. But yeah, man, I get a lot. I hear about a lot, and I'll tell you, everybody gets in the chair and they want to be on their phone. Yeah, I see everything. I try not to. Yeah, I try not to look at other people's phones. You know, that's none of my business. But sometimes it's there. I see things maybe I shouldn't have seen, pictures and whatnot. Yeah, you know?
Oh, man. Yeah, they're that bold with it. They just show it.
I don't think people pay attention to that when they're sitting in the chair getting their haircut. Like a lot of people fall asleep. Yeah. A lot of people are just in their phones in their own world, you know. The ones that don't talk, they're usually up to something. You know what I mean? That's usually when I know it's like, okay, this guy's too quiet and something's going on in his head, you know. And I'll just give them the time to let them marinate, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. Yeah. But there's some crazy stories, man. It's been a long time. I try to forget about a lot of stuff that goes on while I'm working. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't let people do whatever they want when they're in my space, but I like for them to be who they are. You know what I mean? If they want to come in and have a drink or they want to smoke a little bit before they come inside and sit down, that's fine, you know? I don't have a problem with it. As long as you respect my place, I got respect for you, you know?
That's dope, man. And man, that's crazy that people do all that stuff, man. I when I go, I'm just trying to make sure like I keep my head still. I'm not moving around, man.
I'll tell you what, man.
That's all I'm thinking about. I don't know how they could do all this.
I wish all of them thought that. I really did. I'll tell you, man. Here's another story. This is funny. I see this a lot. You get the father-son groups. You know, the dads and the sons, they come get their haircuts together when they're young. Yeah. Kids get a little older, they start driving, they come at separate times and do their own thing, book their own appointment now. Mm-hmm. And, you know, they start paying for them. They never want to start paying for their own haircut. When they start paying for their own haircut, it's official. They're grown men. Oh, wow. But, man, there's been a lot of times where son's trying to lie to the dad about what he's got going on or where he's at or who he's with. And, you know, I'm right there and the son wants to be cool. I'm cutting his hair. He's there with his girlfriend, his buddies, and they're all riding together, same car and stuff. And, you know, they're getting fly for a party tonight. And he forgets that I'm going to see his dad later. Yeah. you know, I'll forget. And he'll be like, oh, yeah, my son this. And, oh, yeah, I saw him earlier today. Oh, yeah, he got a haircut. He's going to some party tonight. What? Well, he's going to some party. Yeah, he said, I don't know. He's going to a friend's house party. And I was like, he told me he was going to the movies with his girlfriend or something like that. And I was like, oh, my bad. You know, like, maybe wrong kid, maybe. You know,
I get confused. You know, there's so many of them.
Yeah. And then I'm like, I'll shoot a text to the kid. Hey, dude, sorry about that. You know. Yeah. You know, so I try to. Now I don't say too much. You know. Oh, okay. Just say, yeah, you know, saw him earlier. Keep it small. Forget these kids. You know, nowadays I forget what it's like to be a youngster. Sometimes I feel like I'm still young. I guess that could be a good thing, but you know. I don't have to explain anything to anybody, so I can do what I want, but I try to not to ruin stuff for the kids and let them be kids, you know. But if I feel like they're getting into something unsafe and their parent needs to know, then I'll definitely give their parents a heads up, you know.
Man, anybody like move so much that you mess up the haircut so bad, or
You know, the last time I think I messed somebody's haircut up is probably when I first started cutting hair.
Really?
And I really was still learning. But if you're a good barber and you mess someone's hair up,
you could fix
it.
You
can fix it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There's no mistake that can't be fixed. You know what I mean? And if you're really good, then you don't have to even tell the customer that you messed it up. You know, you can fix it without them even noticing.
Yeah.
I've done that before.
Okay.
But yeah, it's been a long time since I actually messed somebody up.
Yeah. I mean, not necessarily your fault. I mean, like the customer's fault. I know it's like some dudes gotta be like moving their head like crazy. Like
there's some people out there that just can't be still.
Yeah.
They're annoying to me sometimes, but you know, it happens. You kind of just gotta adapt to it.
That's dope, man. That's crazy.
I kind of, if it's too much, I'll let them know. They're grown men. They should be still. They should know how to be still. You know, if it comes to a kid, then we got to get their parents involved and hold them down. But
yeah,
I don't get too much of that either anymore.
Really?
You know, it's pretty like, I don't like to say I pick and choose, but I set my own appointments. So I know who's going to come in and get a haircut and who's going to come in and give me an hour fight. And I'm too old for that.
Man. Yeah, so how's it going, man? How's business, man?
Business is great, dude. Honestly, I every week, every year, busier and busier. I've said this before to other barber friends, and we all agree it's a great time to be a barber, bro, right now because of the industry is booming. People want to look good, you know, more now than ever. I don't like to call a lot of men metrosexual because I feel like that's a term of the past.
Yeah.
I don't think it's metro for a man to want to take care of himself and his appearance and, you know, personal hygiene and stuff like that. You should want to do that, but it's not. There's guys out there too that don't care. There's some guys that only come get a haircut when their wife makes them. You know? Damn. Yeah. Damn. They'll call me themselves. Their wives will text me and be like, "Hey, my husband needs a haircut. When can he come in?" And I'll be like, we'll set the appointment." And I just be like, "You don't have to text me. It's okay. You know, he can hit me up." She's like, "No, if I don't text you, he'll never get a haircut." Sorry about that. But yeah, man, shoot. You know, everybody rocks a beard now.
Yeah. You
know, you gotta keep that cleaned up. If you're trying to find a lady, you definitely got to keep your face cleaned up, you know? I think it's cool, you know, to have a haircut and be cleaned up. There's a lot of guys that come once a week. There's bi-weekly customers, there's monthly customers, and every month customers. like my boy Mike right here.
You like several months right here, man.
Yeah, but you still look cool, you know? It's cool. You know, some guys don't like to groom themselves. There's guys that it's like, you know, they're not gonna grab a razor from the store and just shave and like clean up. Like they're just not gonna touch it at all until they come and get a haircut. Yeah. And those kind of guys get kind of wild really fast. Yeah. Which creates more work for me, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. They're paying for it, so I'm not gonna do my job. But if a guy comes every week, it's a lot easier to cut their hair. I imagine. Yeah, it's not much work, not much hair to cut, so.
Unlike me. Yeah. Unlike me, where I give you like a hard time every single time.
You know, Mike sits down and pops off that headband and boom, you know, like
it's all over the place, man. Yeah, so I need a haircut soon, man. It's getting a little too big on the sides and stuff like that. Maybe it's getting a little too long in front. So.
You know, I figure since you had the podcast going, you'd come in here and get cleaned up.
Yeah. See, I didn't even care that much to do it. There's sometimes I'm telling you, I don't even comb my hair. I just throw the bandana on and just do it like that, man.
Hey, that works too, you know.
I'm sorry, viewers, that I don't, you know, care that my hair is not did, but it's soon you're gonna see me. You can see me with a cut, and it's gonna be this guy that did it. All right.
And then there'll be ladies on the show.
Oh wow, that's what's gonna take. That's why there haven't been any ladies on the shows because I haven't.
Yikes was on last week, but you know.
Oh damn, yikes, man. You didn't even hear.
That's my number one lady.
Oh, okay. Man, dude. You got any other plans to expand?
I got you know, I have a lot of plans, a lot going on. Yeah. Projects, plans, stuff like that. Just really can't talk about them too much.
Okay,
you know,
okay.
I will say I got some rebranding going on.
Really?
I got some other things I want to get my hands in. My hands are in it. My hands are in there. I just, when you get into something new, personally, I like to learn about it first.
Yeah.
Cutting hair for me has been fun. It's been great. I'm never going to stop cutting hair.
Yeah.
But my goal is to eventually put myself in a position where I don't have to cut so much hair.
Okay.
Because I work pretty long days sometimes, 12 hours straight cutting hair. It's cool, but it takes a toll on the body.
I imagine.
I'm not getting any younger.
Yeah. How are your hands, man?
I'm not too sure if I got the carpal tunnel thing going on just yet, but I'm sure it's in the.
You feel it right here. I have it too. You feel it like right here.
Yeah, so that's it definitely get a little lock up sometimes. Right?
Yeah, you feel like your joints just need oil.
Yeah, that's the perfect way to put it.
Yeah, and like they pop sometimes, man. You don't get that full range of motion.
Yeah, so
I know how that goes.
I can only imagine what that's gonna feel like later on down the road. But, I want to, my goal has always been to just like have multiple sources of income.
Yeah,
but at the same time, every source has to be something that I love and be passionate about.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Because if you don't really love what you do, you're just waking up and going through the motion. You know what I mean? And when I cut hair, it's really not motions for me. It's like I get to hang out with my friends for 30 minutes at a time. You know what I mean? So when I get tired of one friend, he's gone. The next one comes in, And it's all day long. It's cool, man. I really don't feel like I'm working. I'm just hanging out. I just have to be stuck to one space. That's the part that I don't like. That's the part I really despise is like, I see the whole day go by through, a door or a window, and it's like the sun came up and it went down, and I'm still here. And so when I'm off, I really like to just kind of
get out,
do whatever I feel like doing that day. You know what I mean? Go out to eat or just do stuff.
Or come on this podcast.
Come on the podcast. Support your friends.
Yeah, man. That's dope, man. And that's another reason, man. That's one of the reasons why I did this, man. Just to I like enjoying, having friends over and having a conversation about.
I think it's dope that it gives your friends an opportunity to like, it's a platform for them to just like, I saw my boy Yikes. We watched his podcast together when it came out last Tuesday, and it was. My guy's a pretty entertaining guy. I'm a boring guy. I don't know why they wanted me on a podcast, but hey, I'll take it, Yeah. And we sat down, we watched the podcast, we laughed. It was cool, man. It was dope. Yeah. And I was like, man, that's awesome, just to be able to go like and just show what you got going on. My boy Yikes Laundry. Shout out Yikes Laundry.
Yeah,
Yikes a shout out, but shout out Yikes Laundry. I was gonna wear one of his shirts today, but it was dirty. And it's a brand new shirt. Yeah. But yeah, man, dude, come on here and just show the brands. There's a lot of branding going on these days, which is super cool too, because it gets people to be more personal with their businesses and you market yourself, like that. I think that's really that's the American dream there, bro, is to start your own brand. And now with all these social media stuff and outlets that they have, like, it's free advertisement. You can go out there and manage this on your own from your smartphone. You don't have to go anywhere. I'm from the age where like right in the middle of cell phones and pagers, and I remember having a cordless phone, and then I remember the old phone that just was on the wall and you had to turn and spin the numbers.
Yeah, I remember those.
The evolution of the phone, bro, is just like amazing, And
then the huge brick phones, the cell phones, and then the ones that you had to like hit the button like the T9.
I always go back to T9. I always go back to the Nokia that had Snake on it.
Yeah,
it was like, that was the dopest game for cell phones ever. They should bring that back. I need that.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Have you ever thought about like selling your own like hair products?
I was never into like the product thing, but right now that's another thing that's booming in the industry. People are coming out with their own brands of anything, gel, paste, spray. There's just so much stuff going on.
Oil.
There's even dye and spray and all this stuff. And I don't think I've ever wanted to do my own products. There's a lot of barbers out there advertising for other people. Yeah. Which I think is cool too, but I feel like if you're gonna advertise for someone else, you should be getting paid for it. One, or two, you could be advertising for yourself. One of my best friends over here happens to be in the clothing industry, and he doesn't know it, but I sit back and learn a lot from him, and I think that's something that I want to put my hands into eventually. And like I said, I'm in the process of rebranding and stuff like that too. So look out for some shirts and some stuff coming soon. I won't tell you anything about a name or anything like that. It's so exclusive, dude. If I were to put that out there today, I'd be in that same position of the guy, my buddies who had a business thing going on. But it's coming, and hopefully I can come back on this podcast and bring some stuff.
Oh yeah, man! I'll help support and help share your story with the audience and everything, man. Yeah, man. I love doing that. I love hearing when my friends are doing stuff like that. That's going into like business or starting new ventures and stuff like that. That gets me excited when like friends tell me their stories that, man.
Yeah, definitely, man.
You get like motivated too. Like, oh man, that's cool, man. I was like, man, let me work on some stuff too. Yeah. But
I gotta say, man, a lot of the ideas that I have, I don't really express myself too much because I'm just one of those thinkers that just thinks so much that my mind never stops thinking. Sometimes I can't sleep because I'm steady just thinking, you know?
I know that, man. Same way right here, man. Same way.
But, you know, I get a lot of ideas off from my friends and other people that I know because I like to share information on certain things, you know? Like business is like, I've always been into business.
Yeah.
I should have went to college to get a business degree, but I just felt like college wasn't for me. Mm-hmm. I hated school.
Me too, I'm surprised I got that one. I got that degree. Man.
Yeah, it looks nice hanging on the wall, though. I'll tell you that. But I mean,
I'm surprised. And, you know, people ask me still, like, "Are you gonna go back get your master's?" I'm like, "Hell no, I'm done, man. You should be happy. I got my bachelor's, man."
Hey, man, that's a big accomplishment, though.
Yeah.
You know, like, I really wish I would have. Like, I had the chance to go to school. Nothing was holding me back. But I remember like being enrolled into college on the first day, and I went to school, and I was sitting there, and I was just like, everybody's talking, and I'm literally just sitting in there in my head. I'm like, this is the first day, bro. I'm just like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Like, I can't see myself sitting in the classroom for I like to make money, bro. And I was like, man. I don't know if you know, I don't like to use this as a story or whatever, but my mother passed away when I was young. Yeah. And it was just I learned to turn that into something to like just motivate me and drive me to do things. And like the more I got into cutting hair, like that took off, and I just realized that all the noise doesn't do anything for you. But if you can just work in silence and make your money and invest in yourself, you know, you can go a long way, you know. Yeah. And that's why I was like, man, this podcast is dope. My boy, this was just a vision. And like it all starts with a vision. Yeah. And you like created this desk out of your head, and look what it is. It's a whole podcast now, you know. Like,
which was crazy because like this honestly, this setup would be just temporary. Because I actually see myself like turning that whole room back there into a podcast setup.
That's dope.
Where I could even have it like a table, chairs, and everything. Be able to do more than just two people. I could do multiple people, and then I could have it set up where I get multiple camera angles and stuff like that.
Yikes and Mike in the morning.
Yeah, we could do that, man. So, it's crazy. You were actually one of the first people that actually knew about it. You and Yikes.
Yeah, because, I remember you getting a haircut.
Yeah,
and I remember you bringing it up to me, and you're like, "Hey, I'm thinking about starting a podcast," and I thought it was a dope idea, but I got to tell you, like, I had no idea. Like, I couldn't, not that I didn't believe in it, because I know what you're capable of, but, you know, no one understands your vision until you put something like this together and they can see it. You know what I mean? Like, I watched a couple episodes with Yikes, and I was just like, this is dope. You know, like the whole setup of the camera and like the desk and then everything you got up here. Now I noticed that, you know, a lot of the people you have on the show is somebody you already know, and it seems like it's a genuine friendship, you know, like a lot of the stuff that they come and talk about on the show isn't something that they like wrote down and be like, hey, I'm going to talk about this, talk about that. Yeah. You know? It's just like a natural flow of things. And that's cool, dude. You know what I mean? Because to me, it's all about energy, you know what I mean? And positive energy. I don't like to be around negative people. I just don't.
I hate it
They're
too.
a disease to me. If you're in the same room with me and you complain 24/7, I want to kick you in the face and kick you out.
Yes.
And it's not because I don't like you personally.
Yeah.
It's because I don't like the energy that you carry, and it's something that happened to you in the past or something that you're going through is affecting you, and you're allowing that to spill over into the world, and the world doesn't need negative energy. You know,
it doesn't, man. It needs more positive.
Yeah,
more positive people, more positive energy, people helping each other. That's what the world needs, man.
A few years back, you know, like I conversating with so many people, with cutting hair, and I'm a very social guy. I go out and talk to a lot. I like to talk, you know, here and there about certain things. There's certain my personal things we will never talk about. But I got into like I hated reading. I hated school, but I got back into reading a few years ago, and there's like some books that I really wanted to read. And I don't know if you ever heard of a book called The Four Agreements.
The Four Agreements?
Yeah, it's a Mexican author. I can't remember the name. I think it was Miguel something. He's from Mexico City or something. And this book was literally, bro, it changed my life. It probably like the Bible or something. You know, like it just had to do with yourself and your dealings every day with just people. You know what I mean? Because anybody who deals with a lot of people on a daily basis will understand that some relationships and friendships are draining sometimes, you know. You might not understand that some people are only your friend for the beneficial reasons that they get out of it, you know what I mean? And I mean, it's cool, you know, like if you're like, if that's your friend, of course you want to look out for your friend, you know. But throughout time, there was, you know, a lot of friends that I've had that I thought were really close friends of mine, and then throughout like time goes by, and you kind of just take a step back and you like start looking at the patterns, you know. Everybody has a pattern that they repeat, you know what I mean? And if you pay attention to those patterns, there's times where you understand that your role in that person's life is helping them, but at the same time it's hurting them, you know what I mean? And you got to take a step back sometimes just to get a chance to see how and what way you're actually hurting and helping them, you know what I mean? Are you really helping them or are you hurting them, you know? Because some people use people as a crutch. Like growing up, my grandmother was like my second mother, and I never realized how much she did for me until she passed away. And then I was like, holy crap, like I gotta really fend for myself now, you know what I mean? Because I was out running the streets after my mom passed away, but I'd still go to my grandparents' house and eat. Or, you know, like if I needed money and stuff, I'd go ask my grandparents and they'd give it to me, you know, like no questions asked. Oh, that's Mijo, you know, like, give it to him, you know, like, and man, shout out to my step great grandfather, because he was not step grandfather. Sorry about that. He actually showed me how to be a man, how to work and be a provider. You know what I mean? Because my dad, that lives in California. Shout out to my real dad, Laylow, in Cali, Long Beach. That's where I'm from. If you didn't know, but I've been.
Dude, I did not know.
I was born in Long Beach. Moved to Houston at 2 years old. My grandmother wanted to get my mother away from my dad, who was like 6-7 years older than my mom. We came to Houston and it made me like who I am. Houston streets are tough, bro. You know, you know, make you or break you. You know, my one of my best friends growing up. You know, we were like the closest friends. Shout out to Chuck. I don't know if you know. I won't say his real name, but my guy. You know, we grew up. Bro, we were just everywhere together, you know, but it was crazy because we were two completely different people. Like, I'm a cool, calm guy. Growing up, he was a hothead. If you just said anything to him or looked at him crazy, it was going down, you know? And, you know, my guy took a right, I took a left. He went to prison, did a couple of years, and I remember riding him and I riding with his dad to go see him, and I didn't know, but when he came home, he was like, bro, that was like the biggest thing to me, that you came out there and saw me and wrote me, because there was a lot of people who said that they were my boys and I ain't heard from them since, you know what I mean? And I'm, like I said, I'm that friend. Like if I say I'm your boy and I'm gonna ride for you, like I mean that, you know what I mean? Like with everything I got, you know what I mean? But I've learned that not too many people will do the same for you, so be very, very selective on who you choose to do that for. You know what I mean? But if you are one of those people, you know, I got you. You know, like Mike, if you need something, I got you. Yikes. He knows what's up.
That's dope, man. That's dope, and means a lot, man.
I'm a passionate person, bro.
Yeah. And it shows, man. It shows, man. And that just kind of goes to show the person who you are.
Yeah.
Man. And I think like we need more people like that, man. That's the way it should be, man. That's the way it should be, man. And it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like going in, like I knew there was something. I was like, this guy's cool. This with you, I was like, we're homies. All this other stuff. You're talking about like the connection, and yeah, man. Now I see it even more. I was like, man, we think along the same paths, and that's dope, man. And I really appreciate you coming on, man.
Oh shoot, it's more of a pleasure to be here, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just a barber from the streets and
yeah,
regular old guy.
Yeah, man. And if you need anything, man, anything at all, man, any help with anything, you want some help with the business side of things, or
big things coming soon, I'll definitely be reaching out. I'll tell you that.
Man, photos, videos, man. I got you, man.
For sure. I definitely gonna need some photos and stuff coming up, man. Yeah. I don't know. I've yet to invite you out. Me and Yak's been a part of this every year.
Yeah.
Laylow. Shout out to Laylow.
Yeah.
Laylow 360, I think the Instagram name is. My boy be on them kicks for real.
Yeah, man. He was a little upset, over the CD. The best friend in the CD.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that. Shots fired.
Yeah. Pew, pew, pew.
But excuse me. Shout out to Laylow, man. Giving me an opportunity year after year. I think this is third. We're going on fourth year. So me, myself, Yikes, a couple of my barber brothers, Emula, Fofo, everybody who's ever been a part of this. We do it every Christmas. We do cuts for Christmas. I'm not too sure why I haven't invited you out, bro, but I gotta have you out one of these days. One of these years to come out. Maybe this year. We'll do back to school too. We do back to school events for the kids. I don't know if you know where Laylow, where he works, a Fresh Start Treatment Center. There's 30 boys there that let's just say they're not as privileged as everybody else, and a lot of the things that we do, for Christmas, we this year we had them come out to one of our locations, and we just threw a big Christmas party, man. We had haircuts, we had food, we had video games, we had presents, and just to be able, like, for me, honestly, where I come from, dude, like, I come from nothing. You know what I mean? Yeah. I grew up in the apartments on Aldine Melroute, as a kid,
Shout out to Melroute.
Jail route, I don't know what you want to call it.
Yeah.
But, I've lost friends on that street, a lot have gone down over there, but I'm still here. So I like, if I can be in a position to help somebody else and give back, bro, I want to do that. You know what I mean? Because not everybody's in that position to do that.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've been blessed to be able to do that, just to be able to have the friends to be a part of it. A friend like Lito that allows me to do the things for the kids where he works. And I think that's just a big blessing. And if I can put more positive into the world, then I feel like we can get more out of it. You know what I mean? And like I said earlier, man, like, not only the kids that come to sit in my chair and talk to me all the time, it's like, there's other kids that I don't even cut their hair, but I'll some way have a relationship with them through something that I got my hands in, and if I can just be a positive influence in their life too, like the kids at the center, man, they're all great kids, bro. They just were born into either bad situations or their parents were making bad decisions that affected them. That's a lot of young parents out there don't understand that the decisions that they choose to make are going to affect their kids in the future.
Yeah.
And, I see that in them all the time. And I've seen some of these kids. We've been there 3 years. I got to know some of these kids personally. And I've seen them change from, just going through the motion to being motivated about what they got going on in school and sports and stuff. And it's like, it just shows. It takes a little bit of love to show to somebody, and it could change their life. It could change their whole perspective on life. And when I was growing up, going through what I went through, that would have helped me out a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I spent a few years just kind of sitting in my own misery, thinking about, oh, my life sucks. You know what I mean? But life is all about what you make it and how you choose to live it. Like, you're the only person that can change any situation that you're in. And, like, I know some people, like I said, I hate negative people. I really do.
Yeah.
Hate's a strong word too, but I really do. I dislike negative people, but they're contagious. You know, misery loves company. If somebody is always miserable, then I guarantee you hanging around them is going to make you miserable as well. And I just can't be like that. I can't be sick, because if I'm like that, then everybody else around me is going to feel it too. And I deal with a lot of people. Yeah. You know, that's one thing about being a barber is you come across a lot of people, man. It's a good thing. It's a bad thing. You know, some people get to know you that you might not want to know them. You know what I mean? Like, they get to know things about you that you don't want them to know. But it's just like, I hate to compare it to be a celebrity, but there's some things that like I can't go do. Yeah. Like, and I'll run into customers, or they're like, hey, you said that this and this and that. I'm like, bro, like, or when I'm with my family sometimes, like, hey, Lito, what's up, man? You know, hey, you know, we can say hello from across the room sometimes. You don't always got to come up to me and be like, I'm eating and you want to shake my hand, and like, it's cool. You know, I appreciate the love. I'm all about the love, but sometimes I'm a private dude too. You know, I like to just be in my own space and just be alone and, you know, live in that little moment. My family doesn't get to see me too much. We have opposite schedules. You know, my daughter goes to school during the day. My wife works all day. She goes to college at night. So I only see her on Sundays. So today we're kind of into her time right now. But it's cool.
Nah, I'm sorry. I apologize. All right.
No, but she's all about the love and support too, man. Yeah. That's my backbone right there, you know. Like I said, a lot of my family is gone. My sister passed, my grandmother passed, my mother passed. But she's been there. Her family's been there for me, like, since I can remember, dude. Like, they're like their family, you know what I mean? So, I mean, she's my wife. She's the mother of my child. But all of her family are like my brothers and sisters, too. They're just, you know, it's all love. They support me, too. They're always there to get haircuts. They come out to the events, too, man. You know, they volunteer.
Hey, those events sound dope, man. I want to be a part of it. I want to be a part of it, man.
You're in, bro. Okay. Okay. As a matter of fact, maybe one day I can bring a kid or two over here to the podcast and we can just have them on. I already know which one I would bring, bro.
That'd be dope, man.
There's a kid. His name's Brandon. If you have a radio or a cell phone or a laptop, he's going to touch it. Yeah. We had a DJ come out, and I thought it was hilarious. So we had food, you know. Shout out to Mateo's Mobile Tacos. That's my buddy, customer of mine. He came out, and we did free tacos and quesadillas for the kids. Yeah. And my DJ had a brand new MacBook, and he's over there playing all the songs. But my guy Brandon wanted to be a DJ too, but he wants to eat a quesadilla at the same time. And he takes a bite out of his quesadilla and puts it right on top of my boy's laptop. Yeah. And I was like, oh no, you know, I seen it from a distance. I'm like, oh no, it's terrible. And then my guy, you know, who's so smooth with it, he just grabs the quesadilla and just slides it to the right. And keeps going DJing like nothing ever happened. Yeah. And I was like, oh man, I was grateful for that because I didn't want the you know, those kids don't really know any better, but man, they're so just interested into everything, bro. Like, like the guy Brandon, I promise you, he's gonna be like something to do with TV or radio eventually. Like, he's just all into it. He's a country boy, maybe a country radio personality. That's what I see on him. But you know, the kids, man. I think if you can be a positive influence in a kid's life, if you have that opportunity, do it, man. You know, these kids are just kids.
Yeah, you know? Man, they don't know any better, man. Yeah, they need
guidance.
They do need guidance, man. Yeah, man, they should learn in a positive way and learn from positive role models.
Yeah, something I've learned too, man. There's a lot of kids like that come into my shop that they're more comfortable talking to me about a certain situation than they are their parents. You know what I mean? And I can understand that, but at the end of the day, you probably should go to your parents. Yeah, they know what's best for you, I promise.
Oh, some parents.
Most.
Okay. Yeah, there's some that, you know, just...
And if they don't, they're still responsible for you, so...
Yeah. Yeah, man. So that's cool, man. I didn't know that you did that with the kids. And, yeah, man, and you know what? Shout out to Laylow. I would like
to Laylow.
I would like to have him. He could come on the podcast, talk about stuff like that.
Man, he's been doing that for, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 years. Yeah. that's another passionate dude, man. Like, he loves those kids, and he'll tell you, you know, like, it's hard not to develop like strong relationships with the kids, because at the end of the day, it's just a job for him. Yeah. But I mean, they're kids, and you're there every day, and you see the things that they go through, and then, like, you know, and then some of them, they go to him because he's there every day. You know what I mean? So, you know, it takes a lot of passion to be there for those kids every single day. You know what I mean? Like, I know my wife works for a school, and there's some bad kids out there that she doesn't want to be around. But, you know, kids are kids, you know? Yeah. But shout out to Laylow. Shout out to my cousin Vanessa, because we do another event with her. She works for Chevron. Okay. I guess I'll give Chevron a shout out too. They're not paying me any money. But
I got some friends over there.
Yeah. They're all good people. Right here down the street at the Baker Ripley Center. That's a new place on Aldi Mill Route.
I've been wanting to check that place out.
Check it out. Shout out to, again, Armando Wally, who got a big role in that building over there. There's a lot going on there. They got a fab lab that you would love, bro. Yeah. Like, so many.
I heard about that,
dude. I mean, look, growing up over here, if you grew up in this area, you know, all we had was the Aldine Youth Center. Yeah. There wasn't much there, but it was just a place to go to, and, you know, or the public library, they had computers, you know, but this place has everything and anything, the resources that you need to do whatever it is that you're trying to do in life, and they're willing to help you for free, you know what I mean? And I know a lot of kids nowadays probably wouldn't take advantage of that, but just to have that in our community,
it's crazy, man.
It's a big blessing for, you know, a lot of people.
Yeah,
you know
for the future generation over here, man.
Yes, it just shows that people care. You know what I mean? Like,
I wish we had that growing up. Man. Definitely, dude. I'd be there all the time. You would have to kick me out of that place, dude, man.
It's a nice place. I've been lucky enough. I was invited by Chevron to go there and cut some hair for a back to school event they had with a lot of groups. They had some people from the Houston Texans come out there. They had, I mean, all kinds of people, man. I forgot what grocery store had came out and bought like a whole 18-wheeler full of groceries and stuff, and people were like able to go grocery shopping like right in the middle of the parking lot. It was crazy, dude. Like, so many kids came out. I think it was like maybe 1,200 or something like that. We didn't cut that many haircuts, but we did a lot in like the 4-hour time frame they gave us. Yeah. But just to be a part of stuff like that is a lot. It means a lot to me, man. Because, like I said, growing up, there wasn't too much of that going on.
There wasn't at all. Like, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah. So I mean, it's cool. Like, I don't know. It's always felt good to me to just like be able to give back to the same place that you came from. Like, I think that's you know, it's a big circle. You know, circle of life. You know what I mean? Like, where you come from, you knew how it was when you were growing up, and
you don't want the other people to go through that same thing.
Yeah, and just to show people like, hey, man, you know, people are here to help. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be on your own. You don't have to like I know, I'm pretty sure if there was somebody out there that was just like, hey, I don't know anything about a podcast, but I want to start my own podcast someday. Yeah. And what can you teach me? And I'm sure you'll be like more than happy to like share information with them.
Of course, man.
And it's just like, you know, being that person to take someone under your wing and just kind of like show them like, hey, this is what I know. And then you never know, they might go further than you.
Yeah, that's what I want, dude. I want everybody that I help to go further than me, do bigger and better things than I've ever accomplished, man. I would love to see. I love seeing that.
You know, I have some young friends that have gotten into the barber industry, and they came up to me and said like later, like way later, and they'd be like, oh man, you know, like, I never told you this, but you're the reason why I started cutting hair. And I'm like, the hell? Like, what do you mean? Like, it's like, yeah, man, when I was little, I used to come get my haircut by you. Like, I don't see them anymore because now they cut their own hair and they're cutting somebody else's hair. But when I ran into a kid not too long ago at a bar, I didn't even know he was already 21. I'm like, what are you doing here drinking, dude? He's like, I'm 21. I'm like,
you're not supposed to be here.
Yeah. And he was like, I'm like, so what are you up to now? He's like, oh man, I just graduated from barber college. And I'm like, oh, that's badass. And he was like, yeah, man, you know, I used to watch you cut hair, and it was just so interesting to me. So I sit there and I watch you, and now I just want to do it, you know, and I'm doing it now. And I was like, I never thought I could do it. And man, you can do anything you want. You know, it's when I was young and teachers and people used to say, hey, you can do whatever you want in life. And you never really took them serious. You're like,
No,
they get paid to tell you that.
Yes.
You know, like that's what I thought. Yeah. But you really can do whatever you want to do in life. It's all about how much you're willing to sacrifice and how much time you're willing to put in, how much effort you're willing to put in. Mm-hmm. You can accomplish anything you want, man.
Yeah, man. And that's you know what, I think that's a good place to wrap up this episode, man. That's a good finishing statement, man. Lito, man, appreciate you coming on.
Hey, man, appreciate you having me.
Hey, man, this has been fun.
Oh, before we finish, though.
What's up?
I hear I'm gonna call it a tradition.
Okay.
It's a tradition that each guest bring you a gift. So I got a gift for you.
Oh, wow.
I don't have it on me. It's in the truck, but we can get it here.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I think Yax just crawled out of here on the floor.
He did. I don't know why he did
and went to go get that.
But he did it, dude. He did it. I was wondering what he was doing. Yeah.
But man, while he's getting that, man, really, man, I appreciate you having me on this show. This is cool. I didn't even know like what we were going to talk about and stuff like that. But like you said, it's just a casual conversation.
Yeah, man. It goes by faster than you think, man.
Yeah, that went by really fast. Yeah, dude. I thought we were still on the intro. Nah, man, but shoot, man, this is cool. I hope it goes a long way, and I hope this goes bigger than your dreams were to ever have.
Yeah.
I would love to be on here again someday.
Man,
you know?
Of course, man. You're more than welcome.
And like I said, rebranding is happening. I got some stuff for you. I don't know. I got some stickers and stuff that are going to be coming, so I'll bring you some of that.
All over the place.
Yeah.
It'll be all over right there.
Yeah, let's get that gift. I got
it's okay.
What do you know?
Man, you know you don't have to do this.
We don't have to do this, but it's a tradition.
Yeah. And
I hope everybody else follows.
Okay.
It's nothing super cool or anything, but when I was growing up, I was so into I still am a very big music guy.
Yeah.
I love music. And if I ever had a studio, I wanted a lava lamp in it.
Yeah.
But then I was at Walmart and I saw lava lamps and I just thought this was even cooler, but it's a rock lava lamp.
Oh, wow.
Or salt lamp, whatever you want to call it. It'll look perfect back here somewhere.
Man. I appreciate this, man. Thanks, man. Thanks. I'm gonna show the camera.
Show the camera that. Yeah.
You're gonna see this. Lamp. You're gonna see this on the desk. On the next episode, it's gonna be up on the desk.
Hey man, good luck, bro, with the show.
Appreciate this, man.
Appreciate you having me, man.
Yeah. You got anything you want to plug? You want people to follow you on Instagram?
You can follow me on Instagram right now. We're at Manny Fresh HTX, but there's some big changes coming soon. So
I'll make sure when that happens, I'll let everybody know too.
Yes, sir. That's all I'm gonna say about that right now.
Okay, that's dope, man.
It will be happening real soon, man. Just look out for your boy. I mean, if you know me, you know me. So you know how to get a hold of me. If you need a haircut, hit me up. Make sure you book ahead. Because I mean, you got to book at least a week ahead to come and sit in the chair. Yeah, Mike, you know that.
Yeah, I know. which means, man, I need to do that soon.
Well, I'll tell you what. As soon as this show's over, we'll get you set up with an appointment.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. All right.
But again, man, thanks for having me, bro. I appreciate you for doing this and putting everybody on and letting them come on your show and show what they got going on. Yeah. And it's all love, bro.
And it's all love this way too, man.
Yes, sir.
Yo, all right, man. So, guys, thanks for listening, man. You can check out new episodes drop every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on YouTube. You can check them out there, or else the day before I drop like a sneak preview of the audio on all the Spotify, iTunes, whatever, Google Play, all that stuff, man. So it's just look up Defynest. That's DEFYNEST. You go to defynest.com, or else search on YouTube, Defynest, Spotify, all of those. Just look up Defynest. You're gonna see the little, I call it it's actually like a supernova. The logo, it's like a little supernova design with a little square around it that's breaking apart and triangles in the background.
This guy's creative.
With different colors. Yeah, it's just something that came up, man.
Creativity at its finest.
Yeah, man, just like the name, made up the name. But, you know, we're trying to get this going. You know, I love having guests on talking about stuff that they're going on. You know, I love to create a platform where I can bring on people and just introduce new people to everybody out there. You know, everybody who wants to check this out, everybody listening. You know, right now we're starting with, I have to start off with the friends, man. I had to start off with the friends, you know. But eventually, bring up some new guests. The kid that you got in mind, I would love to have him on.
We're gonna set that up. We're gonna do Laylow.
Yeah,
we should have Laylow on here, man.
Yeah, man.
I can tell you all about that, man.
Yeah, you know what? That'd be a good.
Laylow's name keeps popping up on this show a lot. Yeah. I'm starting to think that.
Yeah, he should be on here, man. Yeah, we should make that happen. Maybe we could I could do some work with them. If any of the kids interested in like photography, videography, anything like that, man, I got cameras they can play with. Maybe I could show them some stuff.
You have no idea. Like these kids get so excited for the simplest things.
Yeah.
And then you see their reaction, and then you're just like in a whole different state of mind when you're seeing that. Like it's like, wow, like the small things are the big things for these kids. You know what I mean? It's badass.
Yeah, man, we're gonna make that happen. We're gonna set that up, man. So Laylow, be on the lookout. I'm gonna hit you up. We're gonna work on that, man. We got some stuff working. We're gonna keep this going. This isn't gonna stop for a long time. So yeah, man, really appreciate you coming on, man. So that's it, man. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure y'all tune in every week, man.